Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the September 2023 HO Scale product review. Before you see two Like-Like Proto 1000 hopper cars. These are early 2000. These are from the early 2000s. They are 70-ton open top hoppers, if I'm not mistaken. They've got the prototypically accurate 70-ton roller bearing trucks. Plastic body construction, all of the lettering is good to go. These were purchased from a friend and co-worker here in town, and we will take a look at one of these cars for the in-depth view, because they're identical except for paint job and lettering. Here we've got a Baltimore and Ohio 82541 and a Southern Pacific 481082. Alright, so of course the SP fan opted to go for taking a closer look at the SP car. Nobody saw that coming. Either way, plastic body, plastic trucks. These are some just generic plastic magnetic operating knuckle couplers. The ladders here on the sides are cast onto the car body. All of the lettering is legible. The paint job and decaling on this is very well done. There's no bleed over, there's no transparency, there's no thin spots or flaking or anything like that. These cars did come with their original boxes when I got my hands on them. Alright, so here we're looking at the A end of the car. It's the A end of the car. There's not really a whole lot going on here. The bracing and whatnot on the end of the car does look very nice. It looks very good. Again, cast on ladder. You can see this little dimple here. That's a polling pocket. Last month's product review I kind of covered polling, so I'm not going to get into it again. And here we have the B end of the car. You can kind of see a little bit there, the emergency and service reservoirs. It's really hard to see, and I don't really have the best lighting in here, but the air brake valve is simulated in there. It is in there. You've got the separately applied handbrake, which is essentially the only separately applied detail on this car. The little brakeman's perch there, the little handbrake perch. There is no brake chain or rod or anything connected to this handbrake wheel, so there is that. You got a good shot there of the magnetic knuckle coupler. Again, they're just regular old generic plastic knuckle couplers. And here we have a nice close-up shot of the underside of the car. You've got the cross bracing here, you've got the center sill right here, you've got the bays that drop down, cast in doors, unloading doors. You can see the truck mounted, the trucks and the body mounted draft gear for the couplers there. There's not really a whole lot going on with the underside of the car, so we'll move on to the top side. Open top hopper car, so that means the top side of the car means we're looking actually inside of the car. Rather Spartan on the details. Car is from the early 2000s, so that's not that big of a shock. Ideally, you wouldn't be spending a whole lot of time looking at the inside of the car, looking specifically at the inside of the car anyway. So, as I said, this one and the B&O car are essentially identical. The only difference is the B&O car is black and lettered for B&O with a B&O road number. So, got a short freight train made up to run these with. These actually handle these Bachmann Easy Track switches I've got here on the railroad very nicely. They handle the 18-inch radius curves here on the railroad exceptionally well. There is 18-inch radius is the maximum and the minimum on the Stars Hollow Railroad. So you won't see anything too big or whatnot. If it shows up on these reviews, you can pretty well bet it'll handle 18-inch radius. I'm gonna shut up now, and we will get these cars onto the rear of this train I've got made up and watch them take a spin around the railroad.